why? What did she do? Somebody has to tell me something that makes sense. Punish and detain her for being proposed to. Hi my friends, welcome to another video today. Today we're going to have a sit-down video. I want us to chat a little bit. So my name is Ngozi Atiti. How many of you have seen this viral video here of a male copper who proposed to a female soldier? Okay, so when I saw it and I looked at it as a member of the community association, I saw it. I was happy for that. I was like, yeah, we the members. So I did my own and then went on. So just few days, I now saw this headline that says that the female soldier was punished and detained. I was like, what? Why? What did she do? Somebody has to tell me something that makes sense. Punish and detain her for being proposed to, for finding love, for finding happiness, or excuse me, you don't want your female soldier to get married? What? Like, somebody has to tell me something that does make sense before I start a hashtag justice for female soldier. You know how it happens now? I'm like, okay, could there be a policy that she violated? Is there a code of conduct for the soldiers that she did not respect? Okay, so that was how I carried my investigative self, and I started researching. Then I also went to other arms of social media, and I saw the way people were reacting too. I'm like, there has to be something. I mean, before we start justice for, you know what I mean? And, so, okay, so I started researching and started, and these are what I found. I'm like, okay, so I'm going to read it to us plainly the way I found it. I'm not going to adjust. I'm not going to edit anything. I'm just going to say exactly the way I saw it online. So according to the soldiers, their code of conduct. So the response was that there is something called fraternization in the army community, which the said lady violated. So number one is that she violated 5 policies, 5 code of conducts for the soldier community. You know what I'm trying to say? Fraternization while on official duty at the NYSC camp, that is indulging in an amorous relationship with a trainee. That does make sense, because she was the trainer. She's supposed to train the male copper, but at the end of the day, it turned out to be that they fell in love. So it is seen as violating that code of conduct, fraternization. Secondly, a personnel must have served for 3 years before he or she can qualify for marriage. Number 3 is that she disobeyed the armed forces of Nigeria standing guidelines and directives for the use of social media. Yes, in every organization, they have a policy guiding them on use of social media. You don't discuss or say anything that concerns your organization on social media. So there are limited things you have to bring in social media that concerns your place of work. And I believe for the armed forces, maybe it may be wearing their uniform or display of their uniform when you are not on duty. I'm sure one of them is what the lady violated by allowing herself to be proposed with the army uniform by somebody she's supposed to be training. Then the 4th one is indulging in romance while in uniform. And the 5th one is that her conduct was prejudicial to good order and military discipline. Okay, so when I read this, I was like, okay, but the lady ought to have known better, because when you come into an organization, they give you their policies. You read and then you agree to it. So if all these policies are made public, I mean, if these policies are made known to her and she agreed to these policies and still went ahead to violate them, then I think she called for the consequences that she's she's receiving right now. What do you guys think? Because I mean, before I saw all these policies, I was like, no, there has to be no. Is this an oppression? Is it that some kind of male soldiers wanted her, and maybe a smarter you know? So many things that are going through my head. I was like, this sounds like an oppression on the female community. That, I mean, we need to stand up for one of us. But having gone this, I believe as a female, as a female soldier, she ought to have known better. And keeping to policies is one of the things I preach. If you know the rules, keep to the rules. Now, don't violate rules and then come out and call on us. Some of us, try to allow us to kind of be emotionally attached to you and fight for you when you already know and you intentionally violated rules. So I want to use this as a teaching opportunity. If you know the rules and policies guiding where you work or whatever you do, keep to it. So if those policies are all made, which I know as a trainee, as a trainer, as a female soldier, she must have been aware of this. So why did you go out there to do it? She would have taken the uniform away and be proposed to by the male copper. Okay, somebody might say maybe she didn't know, it was a surprise. Some of those drama online, I don't think they are all surprises. My opinion, though, I stand to be corrected. Some of them are all planned, and that's why there's always a cameraman on ground, you know what I mean, to get all the clips. So she would have planned it, or maybe her planners would have said, okay, you know what, let's make it in an environment where she will have to put on mufti. And I don't think the army community would have come after her. And then talking about getting married after, getting proposed to and getting married is also, they are two different things. So if that was a different case, if she was on mufti and then they detain and punish her for maybe violating the one of not getting married in 3 years, there I'm sure we would have been saying something different. She's only been proposed to, she's not getting married yet. And then if she's going to get married, then I think that would be a choice she'll be making, whether to remain in the armed forces or to choose to get married and leave the armed forces. So this is what I found, that I was like, okay, too bad. So this time around, it wouldn't be justice for like I thought that would have that maybe would have started now. So what we're going to do now is to plead. So I'm going to use this opportunity to plead to the armed forces to temper justice with mercy. Let the punishment be reduced, and let this also be a learning opportunity for every other person, that whether you're male or female, nobody is above the law. Keep to rules, obey the policies guiding your environment and guiding the place that you work. Let us obey authorities and obey those in authority. Those rules and those code of conduct, those policies out there, they are not for fancy. I beg your pardon. They are there to instill discipline, and they are there to instill order. They are there to help us to be governable, to be leadable. You know what I'm trying to say? So let's not just intentionally disobey those in authority and then allow, and we come back to the public wanting us to just shout and talk on your behalf. Okay, so justice has taken its course, so we can only plead that let them temper justice with mercy, and let's give her a second chance, and let the punishment be reduced. Okay, I'm not saying that they should not do what they're supposed to do, but reduce the punishment a little bit. Let mercy speak louder, and let also everybody take this as a learning opportunity to obey authority, to put authority before their personal lives. Let's keep to rules, okay? Let's obey the rules that are governing us, governing our land, okay? So that's what I came out here to say, and thank God for internet. Thank God for researching and finding out the truth. Maybe I would have been here now, feeling so bad that the armed forces is oppressing somebody, but it's not. Fortunately, it's not an oppression. It is actually they are going by the policy. So whether male or female, nobody's above the law. Okay, so thank you, my friends, my family. Merry Christmas again. This is Christmas season, and as we're celebrating, make sure you keep to rules. Okay, as you're driving, keep to rules. Nobody's above the law. Okay, so thank you, and I'll see you in another video. Bye bye.